November. I don't think it's that funny. Admittedly, I used to make jokes about it years ago, but now I realize that talking about porn addiction and moreover how you polish your platinum poker will get some people to think you're fucking weird. Don't worry though, if you're a Redditor, most of your compatriots also probably have a crippling porn addiction, so they find that humor relatable. But in the spirit of No Nut November, I decided that I want to attempt to beat my dystopian robot girlfriend without doing the horizontal tango. But how does one beat this game? Well, there is no real ending yet, so I just came up with some goals to reach. 1. Get 10 million in Monopoly money. 2. Acquire 50 articles of clothing. 3. Acquire 20 body parts for the robot. And 4. Get an ending with the church. This doesn't sound hard. After all, getting bread while not getting bread seems pretty simple. And it would be, if this wasn't a porn game. There is a monetary incentive to spread your legs and plaster it all over the internet. In-game. By live streaming yourself having sex with the android sent by CyberLife, you will get paid for it, if the spurgs in chat appreciate your moves. This is by far the worst way to make money in my opinion, but what do I know? Maybe I just don't have the patience or capacity of cum to try and make it to the big leagues with all the other stunning, brave, and powerful content creators. So if we aren't having sex to get paid, what do? Well, we get a job. But there's an inherent flaw in that. One of the jobs in the game is handling large, dark insertion devices, and it makes me have to blur the screen. That makes me have to do actual work in editing. Can't have that. So what else is there? What if I told you that everything up to now has been padding out the runtime of this video so I can say gaming in the Vegas sense without getting hit by the YouTube bot? How uninclusive that the ancient traditions of my people are relegated to nothing more than man's greatest vices, selling digital crack to children and man-children. That's right, in order to get them stacks and stacks of stacks, we gotta do some online gambling. The online casino in this game is trash. There is no bright flashing lights, no dopamine adrenaline pumping music. How the hell am I supposed to satiate my drip-feed dopamine addiction without the overstimulating sense of MK Ultra brainwashing that the native ancestors of this land had perfected over the last 4,000 years? I guess I have to play the casino for 9 hours straight, and then die from starvation. Yes, time passes by even while you are doing the online slots in this game, and yes, I have gambled so hard and for so long that my character has withered away at his desk. The entire time his limbless, infantile machine watched him as his body grew weak and weary, but his eyes never left the one-armed bandit. Can you sympathize and feel even a fraction of the pain and fear that the machine must have felt as she watched what once was a man devolve into nothing more than a husk that would never rise from its computer chair again? Completely overtaken by the need for dopamine, the addiction to the thrill of winning, and the crushing indifference of losing? 'Cause I can. It feels somewhat like recording for 4 hours straight, forgetting to feed the MC, and watching as your hard drive fills up with hours of waste. Well, if slots and blackjack aren't to your liking, there is another, more American form of gambling. The stock market is bullshit and I hate it. Look, I don't need to tell you how the stock market works. There are plenty of videos that have men that are a lot more bald than me to see how the stock market works. What I am going to tell you is that I kneecap my own playthrough by doing continuously stupid shit that I will touch on later. The last form of getting paid is contracts that have to do with streaming. I shouldn't have to tell you why that is a no-go. So we are relegated to gambling, and gambling the American cartel way. So knowing how we make money, just how far can we go with only a few bucks, some free casino tokens, and the vow of chastity to guide us? The game starts and we are immediately thrown into a streaming session. My friend told me that this would fail the challenge as there is no way to get around the impromptu intercourse. However, I figured I can just not touch the bot at all and click the end stream button. I can't believe that worked. So now all I need to do is get some money, and to start off I do some shifts handling some sticks. This pays decent enough, but as I said, the proliferation of long cylindrical insertion devices makes me have to cut out footage or blur the screen, so there has to be something better. After a day or so of in-game time, I get an email that tells me an online casino opening. To celebrate, they give me 100 tokens to play with. A special rule I came up with is also not buy any casino tokens. If I run out, then I can no longer use the casino to gain money. And let me tell you, it got close. 100 tokens is rough to start off with, but through blood, sweat, tears, and the spirit of my ancestors, I have managed to turn that 100 tokens into I don't even have to fucking care about getting casino tokens for the rest of the game. Yeah, I'm not going to go over how long I played the slots for, just hold it in the back of your mind that I spent a while doing it and we'll check up on it later. A few days later and I am feeling the full swing of the free market. At profit losses of up to $700 per share, I can firmly say I suck at investing. But that's okay. We can always take the US cartel approach to fixing the market. Just flood it with more money. Surely this will work, right? Yeah, the next few days of in-game time is just me getting around 1 million from the casino, then dumping it into the stock market and watching the void swallow all that money. Well, nothing more gambling can't fix. Eventually my android reboots and begins talking to me. Talking to the bot is important because the gray bar in the top left is your meter to determine if you want to hit a sui today or not. It goes down too low, you fail the game. Another way to raise your happiness is to raise your hard penis, and you know we are pious and that ain't happening. I get an email talking about some live stream that never happened and linking me to a website that is the catalog of parts I can order for the bot. This is where I will slowly, over the next few days, buy all the body parts I need, so we can mark that one off the list. Things get a bit tricky because I somehow sequence break the game, fight a hobo, then return home to find my bot is fully functioning. I give her a name dear to me and get back to what is important in my life. Rent is not an issue. Forget about it. What is an issue is the twink next door gets blasted on, the twink next door gets blown to the annoying dude next door gets shot to death and the shooter is then gunned down by the police. The main victim in this whole scenario is myself because I had to listen to it and now I have nightmares. Really, really inconsiderate. I mean, not really me. I saw a cop ventilate a dude right across my house and my only thought was, shit, I should have grabbed my phone and recorded it. Anyways, by day 9, I think it's safe to say things are coming up. My stock's evened out, my gambling is running, and my first parts came in. I can't show myself putting the first parts on because I don't have the footage because OBS is a really good program. Yeah, around here I had 13 hours of footage I needed to use and OBS just started churning out corrupted recordings, so I will have to describe what happened from memory. My stock investments were suboptimal. I kept throwing money into them and they would never climb up. I'm sure they would eventually, but I don't have the time to wait for it. More on this later. I finally managed to get to the clothes store and meet Best Girl, then emptied out her entire stock. I do this twice and get all the clothes I need to check that part off the list. Done. Goodbye, Best Girl. I will never speak to you again. Next, I visit the church and meet second Best Girl, Shanice. She wants to be a nun but doesn't get the whole religion part of it. While she prefers as my Lord and Savior, I decide not to burn her at the stake because, who can say no to that smile? The next day I go to church and have to read so much fucking dialogue about the lore of a porn game. I mean, it's not bad writing, but the 8th fucking time I read it, this being the 4th in the past 2 weeks, kill me. So I cause the priest bot to go into an autistic rage that causes him to shit himself and then return the next day to help Shanice repair him. But in order to repair him, we need to connect him to a high-tech robot that is on the level of priest bot. So naturally, we connect him to my sex bot. Shanice has to handle my sex bot all over, and I swear there's some horseshit going about because I didn't touch the thing once, yet she claims there's something sticky on the inside. This was mildly funny to me, as I don't think the game creator ever really expected anyone to just not have the porn in a porn game. Anyways, after this fiasco, I realized how long it would take me to get 15 million. I mean, look at my casino tokens. Look at my cash. It's pretty obvious I can get 15 mil, I just don't want to spend that long doing it. So I decided to just hurry up, finish ordering the parts, and then get the ending. To be perfectly frank, it is damn hard just because how long it takes to grind that much money. When I return to the church, Shanice is getting ready to fix the priest bot and delivers another lore dump. Priest bot comes back online and delivers a lore dump. I get it's a visual novel, but I have to read this so many times, and in the end it doesn't matter because I still get the shit ending. If it seems like the last part of this video is rushed, that's because it is. So after Priestbot dies and Shanice presumably goes on to hero, I go home, content with accomplishing nothing and helping no one, and give my bot one last head pat. In conclusion, this game is not meant to be played like this. There are quite a few secret breaks because who would have thought that skipping most of the text, spending 80% of the time gambling, and fucking up the dialogue choices caused me to not enjoy the game as much. This was rough, and I can firmly say I did not beat my dystopian robot girlfriend without boning the bot. If you liked the video, please leave a like, maybe subscribe, comment that I am ugly and stupid, and that's really helpful. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike, comment why you disliked it. Either way, thank you for watching. Stick around for more. Next video will not be as shit.